हरे कृष्णा। मैं नवनीत व्यासा एस्ट्रो चैनल में आप लोगों का फिर से बहुत बहुत स्वागत करता हूं। एंड टुडे वी हैव नंदिता जी फ्रॉम यूएस। नंदिता जी, बहुत बहुत स्वागत। यू वेलकम ऑन माय चैनल। एंड व्हाट टॉपिक वुड यू लाइक टू डिस्कस टुडे?
Hare Krishna Guruji, and thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'm always looking forward to these moments. Um, I would love to have you elaborate on Rahu and the illusions, the confusion that it causes for people. And, today, whiteboard, every single house, I want to know. And I want to share that with everyone because everybody is, scared, confused, and obviously don't know the facts.
Right. So, that's a great topic because it's Kali Yuga and it's a Rahu Pradhan Yuga, right?
Yes.
And what we'll do today is we'll try to understand not just the illusion, but the insecurities, that Rahu give. I'll tell you a
Yes.
secret today, and everyone who is watching this video, जहां पर भी आपका राहु बैठा है, wherever your Rahu is sitting, you will be insecure about that particular house. Simple. Just open your chart and just try to relate to what I'm saying. Right? I mean, from the outer, you could be anything, but from deep inside your heart, wherever your Rahu is sitting, it will bring tons and tons of insecurity about that that area of your life, right? In that particular house. Right? So what I'll do is I'll explain this one by one for every house from first house to the 12th house. Okay. And I must tell you, it is irrespective of the Rashi. It is irrespective of the nakshatra in which it is sitting. I'm just talking about the house. Wherever it is sitting, in whichever house, it is going to bring the insecurity. So what I'll do is I'll do my favorite thing. I'll bring on my whiteboard and I'll, try and elaborate you there. So, Nandita ji, when I started, studying about Rahu, the first thing I, came to a conclusion that Rahu is one of the most important and intelligent planet. And I would like to tell you a secret today that none of the planets out of all the 9 planets have capability to defeat Rahu. I must tell you that Rahu will not be defeated because it is super intelligent and it is very confusing, right? So it is the army chief of the Asuras. Okay, just like
Yes.
the army chief of the Devatas is Mangal, and so if Mangal and Rahu has a fight, I must tell you that because of the deceptive nature, right?
Yes.
Rahu will win.
Because he doesn't fight fair.
He doesn't fight fair, and he will defeat Mangal. I must tell you that, right? And the only Shakti that can defeat Rahu is Ma Durga, right? Which is far above than any planet, right? It's pretty above. And the ultimate Vishnu ji, right? वो उसका संहार, but उनको भी वो संहार करने के लिए शक्ति चाहिए, and that Shakti comes from Ma Durga, right?
Excuse me, I'm going to get my Rahu in my lap because he's crying.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Because he's sitting there crying. Sorry.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's Ketu actually. That's not Rahu.
Actually, my Ketu, right?
Yeah. All right, great. So, so we're talking about the Shakti, which can control Rahu. But then Rahu, if you look at a Kal Purush Kundli, which is a Mesha Lagna, okay? So it's a Mesha Lagna, which I'm going to make here. And the explanation I'm going to give you is all about the houses. So the Mesha Lagna is the natural, Kundli. And Rahu is the co-ruler of the 11th Rashi, or in the Mesha Lagna, the 11th house, right? And you know what? This is also a Bhadak placement, okay? So in the in the movable uh, signs 1, 4, 7, and 10, the 11th lord is a Badak, right? So it
Right.
is a co-ruler of 11. So Rahu becomes the natural Badak, right, in every chart, every chart.
Yes.
Okay, because that seed of Badakness is always there, right? Now,
Right.
that Badak could be when you try to achieve more and more and more. For an example, when you are just looking at money and not focusing about your work, right? It is a Badak. It is a
Right.
situation which is going to cause hurdle. This will not let you grow, right? On the same time, if you're always thinking of the work and you're not thinking of the profit, still you're going to lose. Okay.
Right.
So this is where the problem is, right? And this badakness, whenever you have that obstacle or, that hindrance, that is the time when it causes insecurity, insecurity at wherever it sits. For an example, if you have Rahu in the Lagna, okay,
Mhm.
what will happen? It will cause insecurity about yourself. You will be
Right.
always insecure about your intelligence, right?
Right.
You will be insecure about your character. You'll be insecure about how you move in the society, right? You'll always be thinking about, hey, am I correct here? Should I do this? Right? So Rahu in the Lagna will either give you overconfidence, right?
Hmm.
Or lack of confidence, right?
Right.
Because it will keep you directionless. It will keep you confused. वो आपको confused रखेगा, directionless रखेगा, right? Talk about Rahu in the second house. Another example. People who've got Rahu in the second house, whatever Rashi, right? Whatever nakshatra, you will be insecure about your fixed assets, about your wealth. So that is why
Right.
people with Rahu in the second house, the focus is about, having more and more and more wealth, or paisa, equitize ho jaye, because they're
Right.
insecure
They
about
do
it.
have more. They're insecure, but they have it. But
They have it,
in
but they're
their
still
mind, they're
insecure.
insecure.
They're
Right.
still insecure because, when you have something more, you become more
Yeah.
insecure. Like if you have,
Right.
a very beautiful wife, you'll always be a little bit insecure about her, which you should not be
True.
actually, right?
Yes. You should be
Right. So
proud.
you're proud and you should trust your wife. But then 99%, if you have extremely beautiful, life partner or extremely handsome life partner, right, you'll be always a little bit insecure. Remember this,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So whenever you have something in abundance, you feel insecure, or when you rise above Rahu, right? And then you feel, completely independent and free. But that is the highest
Right.
stage, right? There are
Right.
people who could cross this, you know,
Yeah.
insecurity, right? Like just
Yeah.
like when you earn so much and you become financially free, you're not insecure about it
Right.
because you've seen a lot. Now it's over.
Yeah.
But that is crossing the limit of Rahu, and that is not, uh, you know, achievable for everyone. It is difficult. I must say
Yeah.
that.
It's almost like overcoming the fear that comes from the insecurity. And once you overcome the fear, you're free.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Like if you
Yeah.
have Rahu in the third house, you'll be always little bit, no matter how good you speak, right? You will always be insecure about your communication. You'll be insecure about your siblings. Okay. You'll be insecure about your small travels, like from within the
Yeah.
city or a state. Should I go there? Should I get the business? Should I meet that person there? It's like 100 miles from here or 70 miles from here. Should I be doing this? Should I be not doing this? And you'll always be insecure about proposing someone, because third house
Mm,
is the Kama Trikona houses, from where the communication starts, that hey, I love you, right? I like
yes.
you and I want to
Yes.
marry you, right? So you'll be insecure about proposing, right? So so much of insecurity in the mind, right?
Also your effort, right? Like how you believing in yourself, like you feel
Prakram,
like you will
yeah,
not. Yes, your efforts, you'll be insecure about your efforts.
Correct. I mean,
Yeah.
you always be thinking that, hey, if I make an effort, will be giving me some results or not? So if it
Hmm.
doesn't give me result, why should I make all the efforts in the world?
Right.
Right. So that insecurity to get the result, which is absolutely against the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita says कि आप कर्म करो और फल के बारे में मत सोचो. Don't think about what you get.
Yes.
But this Rahu here is always thinking that if I make an effort, will I get this result or not? If I'll not get the
Right.
result, what is the fun of making the effort? Right. So which is not a right idea. I mean, nobody can win with this mindset.
Right.
Right. So
Right.
that's Rahu in the third house. Rahu in the fourth house, you're always insecure about your mother.
Right.
Always, उसको कुछ हो ना जाए, वो ठीक रहे, उनको problem ना आए. You're insecure about your home, your family, right?
Yeah.
That,
Your
hey,
cars
your
and
cars,
every.
you're the
Yeah.
luxuries of life, कि मेरे जीवन
Yeah.
में बस जितना है ना उतना ही रहे, ये कम नहीं होना चाहिए, right? Luxury
Right.
कम नहीं होनी चाहिए, right? बस यही रहे, I can get more and more and I can secure things based on my comfort for my mother, for my family, so for my
Yeah.
property, you're always insecure कि आज मैंने ये property बना ली है, it should not go away, that's what you're insecure about when you have Rahu in the fourth house. Rahu in the fifth house, you're always insecure about your children, about your girlfriend,
That's me.
right? You'll always see, maybe, my girlfriend or my boyfriend is right or not, वो सही है कि नहीं, will he be with me or will he go away, right? I'm always,
Yeah.
always insecure about relationships, right? And
Yes.
even if you are not insecure, you'll face insecurity naturally coming from Rahu, even if you don't
Yes.
want to. Like, for an example,
Yeah.
somebody has Rahu in the fourth house, doesn't want to feel insecure about mother, but still the insecurity will come because Rahu is
Yeah.
going to give you that forcefully. Rahu is going to test you on that insecurity, right?
Right.
You are always insecure about your skill. The fifth house is also your skill, your talent, your education,
Right.
right? Your graduation. I've seen people with Rahu in the fifth house. Oh, should I do this? Should I do this in this trade, or should I be doing in this trade? Will I be passing it? Should I go in this college, or should I not be going in this college? You're always
Right.
insecure, confused, right? A badhaka when it comes to your education, when it comes to your girlfriend, boyfriend, affairs, love, children. And on the spiritual realm, you'll be very, very insecure about the mantras that you're doing. So if I say, oh, hey, you go and do 10 lakh mantras on this, and he'll say, okay, Guruji, I'll do it. But then when he go back home or she goes back home, that should I be doing this 10 lakh times? Maybe I should do this mantra, which I've been doing already. So that's insecurity that comes with Rahu in the fifth house as well.
That's me. Every time you
Yeah.
tell me to do the mantra, now I'm up to like 15 different mantras and I spend hours because I'm like, wait, I shouldn't leave that one. Maybe I should do this one too now. So
Yeah.
yeah, that I have Rahu in the fifth house and what you're saying totally resonates. Yes.
Right. When you have
Yes.
Rahu in the sixth house, you're insecure about your debts. You're insecure about your health. You'll always say, I'm not well. Something is wrong with me. मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ, मैं ठीक नहीं हूँ. And you go to doctors, nothing comes up.
Yeah.
Nothing comes up. It becomes extremely difficult to diagnose a disease with
Mm.
Rahu in the sixth or in the eighth house, because Rahu keeps that secret and keep giving
Mm.
you an energy ki tum theek nahi ho, you're not fine. Maybe I have a
Right.
cancer, maybe I'll have a heart disease, maybe I'll have this, I'll have that. Always insecure about your health, about your daily routine, about your enemies. You're insecure, right? You know how you feel insecure about your enemies is that even if you have defeated someone, you always have a fear that that person will come back and then hit you again, right? Always
Right.
thinking, you're not finishing the things, right? You'll be insecure about your debts, your loans. Even though you have capability to pay off your loans, you'll be insecure all the time,
Right.
right? So that's, a lot of people come to me for consultation and say, Guruji, should I take a loan? I always check their Mangal, right? Mangal is
Mm.
perfectly placed. Saturn is perfectly nicely, positioned in the Kundli, but still there always been a dilemma because of Rahu in the sixth house.
Right.
That's what I see with Rahu. Rahu in the seventh house, you're insecure about your wife, your life partner, any partnership. You're insecure about your daily income, which is coming. Oh, I've got today 500. Will I get it tomorrow? So you're not going to enjoy 500 today. You're worrying about
Yeah.
tomorrow's.
Tomorrow.
That's what Rahu does in the seventh house. You're insecure, always insecure about your life partner. Will he be a right person? Will she be a right person? Maybe she'll do this, maybe he'll do that. Always
Right.
lots and lots of insecurity, right? I'm going to tell you a secret. A lot of people say that Rahu has the drishti of the same as of Jupiter, right? Which is 5, 7,
Mm-hmm.
and 9.
And 9.
But I must tell you that there's a secret. This is an advanced Jyotish. We teach it in advanced level that Rahu also have a 12th drishti from wherever it is sitting. 12th
Mm.
drishti. Okay. Why 12th drishti? Is because Rahu is always retrograde and it can see behind. Okay. So
Mm.
if it can see behind, right, he can see the house which is behind, which is the 12th house from
Right.
wherever Rahu sits.
Right.
Remember this. So we'll take a separate video on this, that how this
Yeah.
drishti, how this drishti works, and how seventh house Rahu is insecure about the sixth house as well, because he feels that if he get married to this person, there will be debts, there will be loans, there will be problems, and there'll be diseases,
Mm-hmm.
this and that, all the time insecurity.
Yes.
Okay. On the
And
same
about
time,
their own health too.
yes, right. And then
Yes.
if you have Rahu in the eighth house, you're always insecure about your in-laws, right? Because eighth house is your extended family, right? You'll
Mm.
always be insecure about secrets, that you have somebody's secret, or if you've told someone or given a secret to someone,
Secret.
you'll be insecure that whether that person will keep your secret or not. You'll be always in stress and tension. Rahu in the
Yes.
eighth house will also keep you insecure about your health and diseases. If you like,
Yeah.
usually Rahu in the eighth house can give you hormonal issues or type 2 diabetes or any disease that would need a lifetime medicine, but you'll always be insecure that this disease can take your life, right? You'll be insecure about your age, your longevity. These persons with Rahu in
Yes.
the eighth house will always ask me, Navneet ji, meri age kitni hai? Main kitna jiyunga? They keep fearing that they're gonna die soon, right? That's what Rahu does in the eighth house. On the same time, Rahu in the ninth house is insecure about their prayers. Either these people will have a fantastic routine of doing their sadhana, or what they'll do is they'll do it for 10 days, and for 10 days they'll not do it because they say they're not getting the results. Should I be doing
Mm.
this? Should I be giving that much of effort, right, in the ninth house? They're insecure. These are the people who start their post graduation, right? They do the first semester and then they leave. Then they again start after
Mm.
3 years, do 1 year, and then they leave
And
because
then.
they feel that, oh, it is not going to give them result, or they may not be able to clear it. They're insecure about their gurus. They'll take lessons from me, right? And then they'll go to my guru to take the lessons. They go
Right.
there and they take few lessons from there, and then they go to some other person, and these people never succeed. Now that's where the problem comes, because that is how it becomes the marana karana sthan for Rahu, right? And it's a very dangerous
Yes.
position, right? You need to be, see, Rahu is intelligence. Rahu wants you to have super intelligence here, but then you destroy it because of your own insecurity. That's where the
Right.
problem is. Rahu in the 10th house, you're always insecure about your father, you're insecure about your government, anything that is has government involved, maybe your taxes, maybe your workplace. You're insecure that should I be working here or should I go abroad, right? Should I be going and working abroad, and maybe from there we'll get more profit. Something is not right in my office. Always
Right.
insecure about your job, your business, your career, the way you work. So you're not confident about it. It can give you,
Right.
and because to overcome this, people at times become overconfident. They want to show that they are
Yeah.
confident, but they are not confident from inside, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking the same, that in all these scenarios, people will overcompensate for the insecurities that they have internally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rahu in the 11th house, you are insecure about your desires, your wishes, that I want to do this thing, but will I be able to do it? क्या मैं ये कर
Right.
पाऊंगा? क्या नहीं कर पाऊंगा? Right? You're insecure about your profits, your gains, right? You're insecure about your diseases because it is sixth from the sixth.
Right.
You're insecure about your married life. 100%, right? Because Rahu here is going to aspect the third house
Aspect.
and the seventh
Yeah.
house as well, that Kama
Right.
Trikona. So you hear, you'll say, oh, maybe, my married life is not there in my life, or maybe it is there. Maybe my wife or my husband will do like this, or maybe, I'll get happiness out of it or not. It will be complete sadness. Always insecurity about your
Right.
partnership, about, you know, your elder siblings. Always scared of,
Yeah.
about your elder siblings, that hey, maybe he'll take all the property, or he'll, ditch you, or she'll ditch you. So even that is also seen with Rahu. And then you're insecure about your gains, right? So if I
Also, how you present yourself in
exactly
society, right? Because it's also
exactly
tied to social media, and it's such a problem with young people now,
yes,
right?
right,
With being bullied, and I mean, children
yes,
are like
yeah,
obsessed with it,
always insecure
and
about
that's
your Facebook account, should ये कहीं हैक ना हो जाए,
yes,
कोई आपका मोबाइल ना देख ले, आपका
right.
WhatsApp ना हैक हो जाए. These people are saying, hey, I will not send my personal details on WhatsApp. Give me an email address. It should be a secure one. I'll put it there because
Yeah,
I don't want that my information should go out. They're very
yeah,
insecure about their own information, and
yeah.
their wishes and desires, right? Similarly, Rahu in the 12th house, you're always insecure about your sexual life, right? A lot of insecurity is going to come. You're insecure about your meditation, moksha. Will I ever get moksha? So that's the first thing. You don't have to think about moksha. If you do right karma, right, you should have zero desire. And having a desire of a moksha is also a desire which
Is
will
an
not let
issue.
you
Yeah,
have the moksha. So you're insecure about your expenses, right? That whatever you learn, it will go away. The money will come, touch and go, touch and go. So you're
right.
always thinking, right? You'll be insecure of settling abroad, right? So should
Mm,
I settle abroad? Should I get a PR? Will I get a PR or not? Even if everything is okay, the file is perfect. In 3 months, you'll get your citizenship or PR, but still those 90 days, oh, my file, what will happen? I don't think so.
yeah.
I'll make it. A lot of insecurity about the 12th house, isolation. If you're hospitalized, you're always thinking that you're not going to come back. It's over. It's
Right.
done. It's finished,
Yeah.
right? So these are the things, that Rahu gives you wherever it sits in your kundli, in your chart. And I want each one of you to open your chart and see and try to relate, right? And comment, uh, on this video, that how is your experience on what I have said, and try to realize. And the biggest remedy is to overcome your security is to chant Durga mantras. So there are specific mantras for each position of Rahu, that we have, that Mahashakti, has given us specific, mantras for, every placement of Rahu. So which we can discuss in a separate, video.
Yes.
But then I want you to know your insecurities first, because if you know your insecurities, that is the time, you start overcoming those insecurities and progressing in life. Okay.
So the mantras are a great remedy, but
Yeah.
just generically speaking, and everybody has a different Rahu placement, and Rahu is always balanced by Ketu. So should we be looking at the opposite house and try to do more activities related to the other house in order to balance
See,
Rahu?
that
Could
is
that
one way
be
we can do it, but you can't think of Rahu without Ketu. I must tell you that.
right?
They always go
Right.
hand in hand, right?
Right.
So if you have insecurity in the fourth house, you will have security in the 10th house automatically,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's another advanced level of understanding, right? Because
Right.
when you are zero for anything, right?
Hmm.
When you have no hopes, you are secure about it. That's fine.
Right.
You're
Right.
fearless,
Right.
right? So if you have
Right.
insecurity at home, but at your work, you'll be fearless. And it's vice
Yes.
versa,
Yes.
right? So you
Right.
can,
Right.
just write down that permutation and combination as well. And maybe we can discuss in another video about the securities that Ketu gives you, right? Just
Yes.
opposite of the insecurities that Rahu is giving you in your country.
Yeah, and that was my question. Is that does the security that Ketu gives you somehow allow you to not be so insecure when it comes to Rahu related
Of course,
things?
see what, based on my experience, Nandita ji, uh, wherever Ketu sits, okay, it makes you brave. It makes you fearless for that particular house. For an
Right.
example, if your Rahu is in the 5th house and your Ketu
Yeah,
is in the
my
11th house,
11.
right, you are brave for your finances, for gains. It's fine. Jitna aana aayega. You're
Mm,
fine with your social media, right? Fine.
right.
Whatever I'm doing fine. I'll be fine. I'm okay. I'm brave to do what I
Yeah.
want to do.
It's so true. I don't really care about what people they like. It doesn't. I do what I do, and people have seen me change, and it never stopped me. It's like, well, this is me now.
Absolutely. So you become super brave in that particular house where Ketu is sitting.
Yes,
Just
it's
go
so
back,
true. Yes.
open your chart and see if this is correct.
So making your Ketu strong really does get rid of your insecurities, actually, right? So that's what it is.
Absolutely. Right.
This is great. Yeah, this is such a simple way of looking at it, and everybody should definitely take a look and see where their Rahu is and
Yes.
see if you've identified, because I certainly identified when you talked about the 5th house. So yeah, it always amazes me when you say something and I look at my chart, I'm like, oh my God, that's me. So amazing. Great.
Thank you,
Thank you.
for, motivating me to give you this information. And ladies and gentlemen, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and give your comments, because your comments is a great motivation for me. 12 in the night, when I'm tired and about to sleep, I see beautiful comments. Trust me, I give you tons and tons of blessings at that point of time. We'll come up with another video. Till then, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.